Welcome back to Livie's Lovelies, your inspirational craft channel, and I'm your host, Fam the Fabulous. For more ideas, inspiration, swaps, and challenges, click the link in the description below to join our craft community, the Maker Exchange, on Facebook. Welcome back to the Lovely Lab. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to go ahead and encourage you to click that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of the lovely uploads here on this channel, like between the craft hauls and the craft supply reviews, the DIYs, the tutorials, the project shares, and my chit chat. Don't forget the chit chat. Those are the things that happen on this channel. You don't want to miss any of that. Now, those of you who are current subscribers, you could have been watching anyone here on YouTube, but you chose to watch me, and I am humbly grateful. Now, with that being said, I am here to share with you I'm actually going to walk you guys through how I created these candle boxes. Now, every year around this time, around the holidays, my husband sends out, my husband has a contracting business, and so he has clients who are very faithful, and they don't call anyone else. They only call him. He services their home throughout the year, and they recommend him highly. And so, we are grateful for that business, and I like to send out little tokens of appreciation, and also just to let them know that, happy holidays, So I send out cards throughout the year, and then around Thanksgiving and Christmas, some get it for Thanksgiving, some get it for Christmas, some get it for New Year's, and so I'll send out a little thank you gift. And so this year I decided to send out around the Thanksgiving holiday these cute little candle boxes, or these candles. So inside, and so this is what they'll get, along with one of the cards that I made, one of the fall themed cards. So slide that out the way. So they'll get that in the mail. They'll be so happy. Well, maybe not that happy. They'll be grateful, I'm sure. And so this box contains 3 candles. We have the pumpkin spice, the vanilla, and then a non-scented candle. And so I went on YouTube to find something for the tea light candles, boxes for the tea lights, and there was other crafters who had created boxes, but I didn't find any that had a template or walked you through how to make one for just 3. So I devised a little template of my own, and so I made a little prototype and worked from there, and then I wrote down the measurements, and so this is what I ended up with. So here is, let me take the blue out of there. And forgive me if I'm a little scatterbrained, but I'm home trying to get done as much crafting as I can while we have no class and no school, and while my kid is sick because I'm home from church. I am home from church today. Anyways, so this is what we end up with. So the measurements for the 3 candle box is, if you're using cardstock, and you want to use a decent weight. But I will say that this isn't the best weight. I mean, this isn't the thickest paper, but because it's glued, and also there's a layer of thicker cardstock on the top that I received in a rack, it helps to keep it sturdy. So, and then you're also tying it with a bow. And then the candles are just the right size to go in it, so it's not going anywhere. But anyway, so it's 6.5 by 5 3/8. Okay. And so what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and score on camera. Now this sheet is a little bit wider than 6.5 by 5 3/8, only because when I was cutting them, I wasn't sure. I cut them all at the same time. I wasn't sure if, because I was scoring, that it would change the size of it. So, and you'll hear Josh coughing in the background. Now, don't be alarmed. He's being taken care of. Hubby's home too. Anyway, so I wasn't sure if the weight of the, or if the scoring would change the width of it. So I just added an extra 1/8 of an inch just to be sure. So here's what I have down for scoring. So we're going to score at the 1/2 inch mark. We're going to score at the 1 inch mark. We're going to score at 2 5/8. We're going to score at 3 1/8. And then lastly, we'll score at 4 3/4. And I hope that's in camera and frame. It is. Great. All right. And so then we'll turn the paper, and we're just going to score at 1/2 inch and 1 inch. Turn it and do the same to the other side. I could have given you measurements for that, but why bother when I can flip and score and get the same result. All right. So now we have this. We're going to need to make this look like this. Okay. Now here, take a screenshot if you need to. The green is where is the parts you don't need. Where you see the lines, you also see it cut there. That's where you're cutting as well. You're also cutting here, and the same for the opposite side. Okay. All right, you got that? Great. So now we have this shape. Okay. So without, let me turn this around this way. This is actually how it should be. Like that. Okay, so now let's get to cutting, guys. So we'll cut this flap like that. And then, let me see, actually no. We're going to start here. Let me flip this around this way. I'm a visual person. I really am a visual person. I learn by seeing and not necessarily by the words. So we cut that off like that. Cut this end off here. We don't want to cut that off just yet. Nope. Leave that. Cut here. Cut here. Cut here. Okay. Now I will say right here, you're going to want to cut a little bit off, and you'll see why in a few minutes. And we'll do the same to the opposite side. And then I just turn it like this because like I said, I'm totally visual. Now the gluing is a little tricky, I will say that, but everybody has their own way of doing things and how you want to glue it, whatever glue you feel is best. I would always say that before you actually, if you plan on mass producing, or if you plan on doing this in bulk, to create your prototype first, just so that you can get the hang of it, and use printer paper to get all of the kinks, work out all of the kinks, you know, because you may be using a different glue, you may be using a different type of paper, who knows, but bottom line is you definitely want to work out the kinks before you get to your good paper, because once the paper's cut, it's cut, and granted it is just paper, but our paper ain't that cheap, especially if you're doing it in bulk. So let me go ahead and cut here. And this is really simple, and once you have gone through the process of cutting it and making sure that you know exactly what you're doing, you can, and you've worked out all the kinks, you can go ahead and just cut your paper, cut and score all your paper. Make sure you've gotten that part of it, and then you can start to basically do an assembly line. Do it assembly line style. Okay, so that's pretty good. And I think I'm going to cut a little sliver off right here, because this is where the paper joins to one another. All right, and so now we just go ahead and press these little, this tool is so little. All right, and you just go ahead and crease everything really nicely so that it makes a really nice shaped box. Your box is shaped well and everything slides together right. Hope I'm in frame. All right, and so now granted, you can also use the same size box for, a treat, maybe some, what do you call it, those chocolates, I forgot what they're called. I think I did a tutorial on them last year, but it just left my mind. So, we start giving out specialty candies around this time of year. My favorite specialty candy is, it's a squares. It's called Ghirardelli's. I like the Ghirardelli treats, and they come in like cinnamon and like a toffee, chocolate, peppermint bark. That's my favorite. So now, guys, tell me, what is your favorite holiday or seasonal candy for around this time of year, around the Christmas and Thanksgiving holiday? What one do you look forward to stocking up in your home or sharing with others? Drop that down below in the comments. And this is, let's see, yeah, okay, so let me get the glue. I think I would have had that out already. Here's what you're going to want to do. We're going to start with these flaps back here. Okay, we want to tuck these like so. This is the top, this is the bottom. So we're going to want to tuck this like that and glue it down. And it makes the sides sturdy. Do that to the opposite side. Once you have those in place, then you can go ahead and do the front part. So I'll start with that. Now this glue, I think I've thinned this out a little bit, so I'm going to have to take a minute to let it sit and catch. If it was just the regular, if I would have left it alone, if I'm going to use this kind, if I would use a thicker glue, Eileen's original formula, then we probably wouldn't have to wait so long. But as you can see, I just tucked that underneath there. Okay. And then I'm going to do that to the same thing to the opposite side. Right? I told you this is very simple. It's not that complicated. If you can adjust these measurements to fit a different size candle or maybe a different treat. There's lots of different formulas out there. So let me just make sure I have that pressed into place before we move forward. All right, so once you have that secured, and make sure that it's right where the fold, slide it in if you need to. Okay, see that? Otherwise, it won't form the box shape that you want. Okay? All right, so once we've gotten that underway, then we will go ahead and add glue to this last one. Now we got hubby in the background talking loud and interrupting my entire video, but nevertheless, we're done, guys. Alright guys, so this is what you end up with. You end up with a cute little box that you can embellish however you choose, and you can fill it with the 3 votive candles. If not, you can fill it with whatever you deem necessary to send out and gift to those people who you care about, love, or want to say thank you to. So anyways, I hope this video has given you some inspirational holiday ideas, giving you a tool to work with. Use up some of the paper that you have, and remember, it doesn't have to be the cutest paper, because you can always add something to it to spruce it up, and you know, cute little tag or ribbon or whatever have you. Anyway, so I want to thank you guys for watching. Until we're back here again on YouTube, stay encouraged, stay blessed, stay creative and crafty. Bye for now. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Hit subscribe to join the crafty community, and be sure to click the bell for notifications of new uploads. Thank you so much for watching. Now stay tuned for more from Livie's Lovelies, your inspirational craft channel. Bye for now.